Have you ever studied for hours, thinking, this time I'll remember everything? But the next day, your mind goes blank? You sit in the exam hall, staring at the paper, and all those hours of studying just vanish. You know you went through it, you saw it in your notes, but it's gone like your brain just deleted it overnight. You stay up late, studying hard, surrounded by open books, highlighters, and that same cup of cold coffee beside you. But somehow, all those hours of studying just vanish. The information you tried to memorize feels like it evaporated overnight. It's frustrating, isn't it? It makes you wonder, what's wrong with my memory? But here's the truth, it's not your brain's fault. It's not laziness, or low IQ, or bad luck. It's simply that most students study in ways that feel productive, but quietly kill memory. So in this video, we'll fix that. You'll learn 5 simple mistakes that weaken your memory every time you study, and how to replace them with habits that make learning actually stick. Let's start. The first mistake is rereading your notes without testing yourself. You sit down, open your notebook, read the same paragraph 3 times, highlight it in 5 colors, and feel good like you're learning. But what's really happening? You're not building memory, you're building familiarity. Your brain mistakes recognition for understanding. You think, yeah, I know this, but if I asked you to explain it without looking, you probably couldn't. It's like watching a movie twice, you recognize the scenes, but you can't recite every line. I used to do this all the time. I'd reread entire chapters, close the book, and feel confident until I realized I couldn't remember a thing the next morning. Then I discovered something powerful. Memory doesn't form when you see information, it forms when you retrieve it. That's called active recall. Instead of rereading, close your notes and test yourself. Ask, what was the main point here, or how would I explain this to a friend? Each time you struggle to recall, your brain strengthens that connection like exercising a muscle. It feels harder, but that's exactly why it works. So next time, don't just highlight. Hide your notes and try explaining. That's how you move from recognizing to remembering. The second mistake is studying for too long without breaks. You might think the longer you study, the more you'll remember. But your brain doesn't work like a machine, it's more like a muscle. Push it non-stop, and it starts to fail quietly. You've probably felt it before. After 2 or 3 hours, your eyes move across the page, but nothing goes in. That's not laziness, that's fatigue. Science shows that after about 45 to 60 minutes, focus starts to fade sharply. Your memory power drops, and you end up wasting time. So what should you do instead? Work in short, focused blocks. Study for 45 minutes, then take a 10 to 15 minute break. During that break, don't reach for your phone, it floods your brain with dopamine and ruins your focus rhythm. Instead, stretch, take a walk, or just sit quietly. Think of it like breathing, inhale focus, exhale rest. That rhythm is what builds long-term memory. Breaks aren't distractions. They're what make deep learning possible. The third mistake is sacrificing sleep to study more. This one feels productive at first. You stay up late, whispering, just one more chapter. But here's what actually happens, your brain is learning nothing. Because sleep is not just rest. It's when your brain organizes and stores what you learned. It takes the messy notes from your short-term memory and rewrites them into long-term storage. When you skip sleep, you skip the save button of your brain. You wake up foggy, forgetful, and anxious. There's a study from Harvard showing that students who slept after studying remembered 40% more the next day compared to those who didn't. That's almost half your effort wasted, just by staying up late. I used to do that, study until 3 a.m., then wake up half dead for the exam. But the days I slept early, I performed better because my mind was calm, clear, and everything felt familiar. So remember, staying up feels productive, but it's actually the fastest way to forget. Real memory is built in your dreams. The fourth mistake is studying without connecting ideas. This one is sneaky. Most students memorize topics like they're collecting random puzzle pieces. But your brain doesn't store information as isolated facts, it stores them as connections. Imagine your memory like a web. Every new piece of information needs to attach to something you already understand. If it doesn't, it floats away. For example, instead of just memorizing photosynthesis creates glucose, connected to real life. The glucose I eat is the same sugar plants create through sunlight. Now, your brain says, oh, I get it. That connection gives meaning, and meaning creates memory. So when you study, pause and ask, how does this connect to something I already know? If you can find that link, you'll remember it much longer. When I started doing this, studying became faster because I wasn't just collecting facts, I was building stories in my head. Your brain loves stories. It remembers through relationships, not repetition. The fifth mistake is studying in the same way every time. Same desk, same notes, same method. You're basically teaching your brain to fall asleep. Your brain learns best when it's surprised, when it sees information from new angles. So switch it up. Don't just read, teach the topic out loud. Draw it as a diagram. Make flashcards. Record yourself explaining it and listen back later. You can even move to a different study spot. When you learn the same topic in different places, your brain creates multiple memory cues. That means you'll recall faster in more situations, like the exam room. When you mix methods, your brain pays attention again. And attention is the gateway to memory. Consistency matters, yes, but variety is what keeps consistency alive. Sometimes, memory fails not because of technique, but because of emotion. If your brain doesn't care about what you're studying, it won't store it deeply. Your memory is emotional. It keeps what feels meaningful and filters what feels irrelevant. So before you start studying, remind yourself why this matters. Maybe it's for a goal, a dream, or just the satisfaction of growth. When you give your brain purpose, learning transforms from an obligation to curiosity. And curiosity is the most powerful fuel for memory. Even if you start improving your methods, there are still small traps that can quietly undo your effort. One is overconfidence. You think you know it because it looks familiar, but familiarity is a liar. If you can't explain it clearly, you don't know it yet. Another is multitasking. Studying while checking your phone might feel harmless, but it kills concentration. Each notification resets your focus. Then there's cramming. Cramming gives short-term memory but wipes out long-term recall. You might pass the test, but you'll forget everything a week later. And don't forget the danger of exhaustion. When your body is tired, your mind becomes a wall. You'll read 10 pages and remember none. Finally, skipping review. If you don't revisit what you learn, your brain deletes it as temporary data. Review after 1 day, again after 3, and again after 7. That's the 1-3-7 rule, simple, powerful, unforgettable. Let's quickly recap everything. Don't reread, recall. Don't grind endlessly, rest strategically. Don't skip sleep, protect it. Don't memorize in isolation, connect ideas. Don't repeat the same method, mix it up. And above all, study with intention. Fix even one of these, and you'll start noticing results in a week. Your recall will sharpen. Your study sessions will feel lighter. And learning will finally make sense again. Your brain isn't broken. It's just waiting for you to stop fighting it. You don't need harder effort, you need smarter awareness. Because when you align your methods with how memory truly works, everything changes. So tonight, before you open your notes, pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I studying to finish, or studying to remember? Choose remembering. Choose meaning. And choose the small habits that actually work. Because consistency beats talent. Focus beats time. And smart effort beats hard work every single time. You've got this. Now go. Build a brain that remembers effortlessly.